Hi guys! I hope you're doing well today. So today I'm going to do two tutorials. I'm going to do a beginner and an intermediate look. So I'll do the beginner look first and I'll do the intermediate look second. So I'll have the timestamp for the intermediate look down below, just in case you do this look and you get comfortable with it and you want to come back and watch the intermediate, or if you think that you can get the base down and move right to the intermediate look. So my thought process on doing this is there's not enough beginner tutorials on YouTube, and I did a beginner look with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I seem to get a lot of good feedback on that video. So I figured what I would do is a beginner look and intermediate look for some of the palettes that I have and some of the more popular palettes, new palettes that are coming out that I get. Things like that. Just so if you're watching a review on, let's say, this palette, which is what I'm going to do the tutorial on today, the Violet Voss Like a Boss palette, and you're thinking about getting it and you're seeing really advanced looks and you're not sure if it would work for you or not, I'm just going to do a couple of looks that are a little bit more simple, a little bit more toned down, work appropriate, things like that, so you have a better idea if this is something for you or not, or if you could achieve a look like that or not, a look for work or something like that. Some palettes are just very bold palettes, right? So I'm not too sure. I'm just going to try by doing beginner looks and intermediate looks. If a lot of you say, oh no, we don't need the intermediate look, or oh no, we don't need this super simple look, can you combine them and just get a finished look like you have right now? Because right now this is the intermediate look. So it has a little bit more color, and I did use two brushes to get this look, and that's what I was thinking as well, is a lot of people don't have a lot of makeup brushes. I know when I first started getting out in makeup, I only had one brush, and that was for blush or whatever, blush, powder, bronzer. I used it for everything. And for my eyes, I just used whatever came in the little palettes and things like that. And then I started getting, you know, maybe just one or two fluffy brushes like this. It's quite expensive to invest in a whole set, and if you're not really invested in makeup that much yet and you're just getting into it, it can be intimidating to spend a lot of money on brushes. So what I was thinking was, you know, for the beginner look, I'll just use 1 to 2 brushes and keep it really simple, keep the brushes accessible. And for the intermediate look, I'll use maybe 2 to 4 brushes, and those brushes will also be very simple, something that you could buy at any drugstore, things like that. Now I might be using a different brand. In this tutorial I'm using a Sigma brush, and I'm also using an e.l.f. brush. But they are very simple brushes, and you can buy these even at the dollar store in the same shape. So that's kind of what I'm going for with this. I'm also going for simple placement, but something that's not just a single wash of color over the eye. Because I'm sure you figured that out. You can grab an eyeshadow palette and grab a single color and put it all over your eye. I'm sure you're at that point if you're here watching this video. I'm sure that you just want to maybe try something a little bit different, but not do a full-on cut crease or smoky eye or something really dramatic and really advanced where you need to get into a lot of detail work with a lot of tools and things like that. So anyway, this is a very long intro, and I won't do this intro for every video, but I just want to get a little bit of feedback on what you guys need and what you guys want. If I'm even going too above and beyond with these looks, and you want me to tone it down a little bit more to the single wash of color, maybe 2 colors on the eye. For the beginner look, I did 3 colors, and for the advanced look, I did, I believe, 5, maybe 6. I think it was 5 though. I already can't remember. But for my more advanced look, sometimes I'm using 6+ colors. So I don't know, if you do find this video helpful, if you find that I'm explaining too much, if I'm explaining too little, if I'm doing too much of an advanced look, going a little out of your comfort zone and you want to see something different, just let me know. Also, if you want to see a certain eyeshadow palette in different looks, or if you want to see more beginner looks from a certain palette like this one, if you want me to do a look with some of the different colors, let me know down below. I'd be glad to do it for you. I have fun playing with makeup. It's not a big deal for me to do that for you. So yeah, guys, while you're here, please subscribe so we can continue on this makeup loving journey together. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like this video so I know to keep making them for you. And if you want to see how I got this look or the beginner version of this look, just keep on watching. So I got you all nice up close and personal, and we're going to do a look with this beautiful palette right here, the Violet Voss Like a Boss palette. And I already have my base and everything done. I already have primer on my eyes and I'm ready to go. So first off is, and I'm going to touch on it in the intro too, is I'm going to do this look with 1 to 2 brushes. So the beginner looks I'm going to be doing are 1 to 2 brushes, and then the intermediate looks will be 2 to 4 brushes, because I know everybody doesn't have a whole slew of brushes like a lot of people on YouTube do, so it can be kind of hard to get the same looks or a little confusing and everything. So instead of focusing on, oh, I'm picking up this brush and that brush, I'm going to try to keep the look to one brush, and well, to one brush for the beginner look, and then a little bit more for the intermediate look, and then in my advanced videos is where I get into using multiple brushes and different techniques for on the eyes. So for this look I'm just going to do something really nice and simple, because I know that the darker colors can be a little intimidating, and I just did post a video where I did use this bottom row of colors, and it's quite a more advanced look. So for the beginner look I'm going to try to stick to these 2 top rows, so just the warm neutral colors, and possibly just a couple of these down here. Also, I won't be using eyeliner or lash curlers or anything like that, so just shadow with 1 to 2 brushes and mascara. So let's see here. First thing I'm going to do, so the brush I'm going to be using is the Sigma E40. It's a tapered blending brush, so it's just a nice geez. I was going to use the black mirror, that won't work. It's just a nice tapered blending brush, right? So you can use any one really. I also have this Tarte blending brush. You could use this one too. I got this one from the dollar store. You could use that one. Any fluffy brush really. You don't want it too fluffy though. You don't want it fluffy like this. And you don't want it like a packing brush. We want to be able to blend colors, and these kind of brushes will not allow you to blend colors. So we want a nice fluffy brush to do this. Okay, and then the first color I'm going to pick up is Hustle. The first color right here. And I'm just going to put that all over my eye. And when I do my shadow, I put it down and I blend in little circular motions along, and I don't push. You don't want the brush to be doing that. You just want it to kind of kiss your skin. Okay? And I'm just putting this right above my crease. So once I the first round, I go on like this. So I'll go in these small little circular motions over, and then I'll go back and forth in windshield wiper motions. So I'll do the same on the other eye. So first thing is just putting it on like this. And then windshield wiper motions. And if you notice, while I'm doing my shadow, I'm looking down. Rather than holding the mirror like this and squinting my eye or pulling it down, I'm just looking down, and then that will make it so you can see all your lid space and you're not tugging or pulling, and you can see everything that's going on. Then what I'm going to do is pick up a little of this color here, Serve. I didn't even clean the brush off because there wasn't much shadow left on it. And I'm going to put it right here. And I'm not going to swipe or anything, I'm just going to slightly pat. So right in the outer V of my eye, I'm just patting that on, and I'm not pushing. I'm just slightly patting. And then once it's on, I'll go on my little circles. So I'm going down So the lash line going in those little circles, up towards the tail of my brow, and then towards the arch of my brow in my crease. And then once that's all on there, you can just go back and forth in like a little C or a V, whichever shape that you want. If you go in a V, it'll look more pointed and dramatic. If you go in a C, it'll just look more blown out. Okay, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit more and do the same, just building up that color slowly. Okay, so just patting it on there. And then going in that little circle. And I'm going to do it in a C. So just back and forth in a C like that. I want it just a touch darker, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit more and pat it. Now if you want it to stay that dark, don't blend it as much, right? Because we already have it so blended. So for this part, I'm just going to kind of pat it on there. Just make sure there's no harsh edges. Okay, so your eye should look like that now. I'm just going to do the other one really quickly. I'll speed you up here. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure that they match. See, my eyes are hooded, so they're droopy, right? So sometimes this one droops more than this one. So sometimes when I'm looking up like this and I put my eye down, see how this side doesn't have as much color? So I'm just going to pick up a little bit and just put it right there, just like the other one. But when I open it, it looks the same, right? So just make sure after you're done, you look straight ahead to make sure everything looks like how you want it. If you have a different eye shape than me and you don't have hooded eyes, or you barely have a crease, I would suggest watching some tutorials on how to do shadow for your eye shape, and then you can tailor this look towards your eye shape. Okay. So now I'm going to clean off my brush, so you can grab a color switch, or this one's just a little fake one. It's just a sponge. You know, even those hair donuts, you could use one of those, or you can just use a towel. I just have a dirty makeup towel here. You can just rub your brush off on the towel and just make sure that there's no color coming off on your hand, okay? So then I'm going to pick up, now you could, instead of doing what I'm doing, I'll show you another color you can pick, but this is the color I'm going to pick. So I'm going to pick a shimmery color. I'm going to pick this color here, Fierce. So instead of picking Fierce, you can pick any matte color that's lighter. So you could pick WCW, you could pick Hustle and put that on your lid, or if you wanted a different shimmer, you could pick Baddie or Amazeballs or Swag. Swag is very golden though. It doesn't look like it, but it is. So for me, I'm going to pick Fierce and just pick some of that up on the same brush. And this is just going to go on our lid. So under that crease color that we put and before that dark color. So we're going to put it from the inner corner and just drag it up to your crease. Go nice and slow, just kind of pat it on. And then when you get to the end, just kind of tap. Right where those two colors meet. Just tap it there. Then I'm just going to pick up some more and just do the exact same thing, just to build that up. Now, if you're feeling a little more daring, you could use one of these flat brushes, which would pack the color on more. And you could also use some setting spray. So I just have the Kat Von D setting spray, or you could use a bottle of water with a mister. You could even just wet your brush, whichever, just don't have it sopping wet. And that will help the color stand out even more and be even brighter. And that technique is called foiling. So when people say, oh, I foiled my shadows, that's what it is. They got them wet and then they put them on the eye. So I'm using my brush dry because these shadows are very good. And I'm just packing it on. Okay. See, so that's just, it's a very nice daytime, dainty, wearable look. Hey, you could wear it to work, to a baby shower, to anything. So now I'm just going to do the same to the other eye. I'll speed you up again. And actually, just a side note here, I don't know if you noticed it, but placement of your brush is important where this is going. So you don't want to go down like this or up like this. You want to either go like this and have, right, you want the end of the brush, the fluffy part, to go towards your crease. Right, you want the fluffy part to be on all the edges. So I don't want to be going on like this because that will just make all the shadow go on my lashes and then I'll have a weird line up there. So you just want it to be nice and fluffy. So when I'm doing this here, I'm placing the brush flat on my eye, not like this. And then the fluffy part is going up and out. Okay, and if you have any fallout on your face, you can just take any powder brush or anything just to sweep it off. So then what I'm going to do, but you don't have to, you could just leave it like this if you're not comfortable with mascara, but I'm going to put some mascara on, and this is just the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. It's just a sample of it that I got. And I'm just going to put some mascara on my lashes. Okay, and there we have it. So here's the finished look. So if you're just here for the beginner look, this is where it's going, this is where the video will end for you. Please make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you did like this video and you found it helpful. If you would like to continue on to see the intermediate look and how to make this look a little bit more bold, then please continue watching. Okay guys, so we're here now, and what I'm going to do is just play with a little bit more color and just add a little bit more dimension to the eye. So I'm going to be using a little bit more of this side of the palette, the darker colors. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to clean it off from that shimmery shade that we used. And then I'm going to pick up some of this color here, Work. Now this color is really powdery, so just be careful. And I'm going to do the same thing that we did with that color, Serve, and I'm just going to pat it on the outer V. Go on my little swirling motions just to build up that color. Really blend it out. Isn't that a pretty color? Look at the difference just by adding that on. And I want it to be a little bit deeper, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit more and put it right at the outer edge of my eyelid. Alright, I'm just going to do the same to the other eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to do that same thing where I look straight ahead and make sure they match. They look pretty good to me. Maybe this one side needs a little bit more color. And now what I'm going to do is pick up this flat eyeshadow brush. Any flat one will do. This one's by e.l.f. And then I'm going to pick up some of this color here, Voss, and I'm picking it up like this on an angle, not directly in, right? Because I'm just getting it on one side. And then I'm going to hold the mirror a little bit different, so I'm looking a little straight ahead. My chin's bent down so I can see, and I'm just going to slowly place this along my lower lash line and run it up towards that color Work. And don't pick up too much. I'm getting a little bit of fallout, so don't pick up a lot. I'm just going to run that all the way along. See the difference that makes too? So I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. And that's the reason why we picked up the shadow flat, right? Because I'm not jabbing in. I'm holding the brush like this. So at a 45-degree angle towards my lower lash line and just placing that color down. Then once I have it placed down and off my brush so it's not going to fly everywhere, that's when I can start blending it out. Now, if you would like, and that's a little too stark for you, you can pick up that fluffy Sigma brush again, and you can pick up some of this color here, Hustle. Just a little bit, and once again, pick it up on an angle. So you just have a little bit on your brush, and then you can put that down as well. And just blend in windshield wiper motions. Just blend up. And what that will do is that will diffuse the color a little bit for you. Make it look more blended and seamless. So there's the look for you there, guys. I hope you like it. If you have any suggestions on how I can make this simpler or explain better, or if I'm explaining too much, please let me know down in the comments below. But if you found this video useful or helpful, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe so we can continue on this makeup loving journey together. Also, please follow me on Instagram. I'll have my Instagram handle right here as well as in the description box down below. And if you would like to see an advanced tutorial on using this eyeshadow palette and how to bump this look up even more, I'll have the other video linked up here in the cards and also down below. But anyways, until next time, guys, see ya. I'm going to do a beginner tutorial and an intermediate. Can you speak today? My ring almost flew off. So I'll have them oh, I don't know what you've been